There was once a quiet boy named Samuel who grew up in a small town nestled between rolling hills and emerald forests. Samuel's world was shaped by the rhythms of nature and the simple joys of family and community. Yet as he grew older, a shadow crept into his heart. A shadow born not of malice or hardship, but of comparison. Every morning, Samuel would watch his classmates gather in the schoolyard. Some ran faster, their legs carrying them like the wind. Others spoke louder, their voices commanding attention and laughter. There were artists whose hands conjured beauty from blank pages, and athletes whose feet drew cheers from the crowd. Samuel felt invisible among them, his own talents seeming small and insignificant. A quiet whisper echoed in his mind. "Why aren't you more like them?" Day after day, the whisper grew louder. Samuel's gaze lingered on the successes of others. He measured his worth against the achievements he saw, always coming up short. The joy he once found in the things he loved, reading under the oak tree, sketching the shapes of clouds, began to fade. He started to believe that he would never be enough. One autumn afternoon, Samuel wandered deep into the woods, seeking solace from the noise of comparison. The branches above danced with golden leaves, and the air was crisp with the promise of change. As he walked, he stumbled upon an old man sitting beside a stream. The man's face was lined with age, but his eyes sparkled with wisdom. Samuel hesitated, but the old man gestured for him to sit. They watched the water glide over smooth stones, each ripple catching the sunlight. After a moment, the old man spoke. "Do you see how the stream flows?" he asked. "It doesn't race the trees or compete with the rocks. It simply follows its path, carving its story into the earth." Samuel nodded, unsure. "Tell me," the man continued, "have you ever seen a tree compare itself to the river, or a bird wish to be a fox?" Samuel shook his head, realizing the truth in the man's words. Nature does not compare. It simply is. Each creature, each leaf, each stone plays its part in the grand design. The river is no less than the tree, and the tree is no greater than the stone. Each is necessary. Each is enough. Samuel felt something shift within him, a gentle release of the tension he'd carried for so long. "But what if I'm not special?" Samuel asked, his voice barely a whisper. The old man smiled. "You are here. Isn't that special enough? You breathe, you dream, you create. Your path may not look like theirs, but it is yours alone. Accept who you are, and you will discover the strength that comparison can never give." Samuel sat in silence, letting the words soak into his heart. The breeze rustled through the trees, and for the first time in years, he felt at peace. From that day forward, Samuel began to see the world differently. He noticed the unique beauty in the things he loved. He found joy in quiet moments, in gentle acts of kindness, in the simple pleasure of being himself. He stopped measuring his worth by the yardstick of others and started nurturing his own gifts. Over time, Samuel's confidence grew. He shared his sketches with friends, delighting in the stories they told. He listened to others, not with envy, but with curiosity and respect. He realized that everyone had moments of doubt, moments when they wondered if they were enough. But by accepting himself, Samuel became a beacon for others searching for their own light. Years passed. Samuel became a teacher, guiding children through the wonders of nature and art. He encouraged them to embrace their quirks, to celebrate their strengths, and to honor their stories. Whenever a child compared themselves to another, Samuel would share the lesson he learned by the stream. "Imagine a world where everyone was the same," he would say. "There would be no music, no color, no adventure. It is our differences that paint the tapestry of life." Samuel's story reminds us that comparison is a thief. It steals our joy, our confidence, and the precious uniqueness that makes us who we are. When we compare ourselves to others, we turn away from the gifts inside us, the talents waiting to be developed, the dreams longing to be pursued, the love we have to share. The truth is, you are enough. You are not meant to be anyone else. Your journey is your own, shaped by your experiences, your passions, and your challenges. When you accept who you are, you open the door to growth and possibility. You discover that your value is not determined by how you measure up, but by the authenticity with which you live. Accepting yourself does not mean settling for less. It means honoring your strengths and acknowledging your weaknesses. It means striving to grow, not because you want to outshine others, but because you want to become the best version of yourself. It means recognizing that your worth is inherent, unchanging, and independent of comparison. Let go of the urge to measure yourself against others. Release the need to fit into someone else's mold. Embrace your story, the triumphs and the failures, the joys and the sorrows. Each chapter has shaped you into the person you are today. Think of the oak tree standing tall in the forest. It does not envy the river's flow or the bird's flight. It simply reaches for the sky, its roots digging deep into the earth. It offers shade, shelter, and beauty, fulfilling its purpose without apology. You too have a purpose. You too are enough. As you move forward, remember Samuel's lesson by the stream. When you feel the pull of comparison, pause and breathe. Look within and ask yourself, what do I love? What am I grateful for? What makes me unique? Celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Forgive yourself for your mistakes. They are part of your growth. Cherish the qualities that set you apart, for they are the threads that weave your story. When you accept who you are, you become free. Free to dream, to create, to connect. Free to live with courage and compassion. Free to inspire others to do the same. So, the next time you catch yourself comparing, remember, the river does not envy the tree. The tree does not long to be the stone. Nature flourishes in diversity, and so do you. Accept who you are. Honor your journey. Share your gifts. The world needs your light, just as you need the light of others. After this, you will never compare yourself again. Not because you have become perfect, but because you have discovered the profound truth that you are worthy, just as you are. Let your story unfold. Embrace your uniqueness and walk your path with confidence, knowing that your value lies not in comparison, but in authenticity. You are enough. You always have been, and you always will be.